Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss what are the important goals and objectives for students studying to be educational and school psychologists. As a recent graduate in school psychology program, this learner was not aware of educational psychology. This learner knew that school psychologists follow the National Association of School Psychology framework for providing direct and indirect services in the schools. This learner also understood that in order to effectively advocate and address the needs of students, the school psychologist must have knowledge and skills that are laid out by the National Association of School Psychologists and American Psychological Association. The educational and school psychologists are well versed in research and interpreting the information for use in their fields. So through my research, I found that there are 3 associations that discuss education and school psychologists' role as it relates to their goals within the educational field. The American Educational Research Association state that the goal is to conduct scientific inquiry, addressing education for professional practice disciplines from the level of higher education through lifelong learning and assessments. ARIA stressed that professionals should be promoting educational research in the profession, providing opportunities for professional growth and recognition, enhancing communication among members, and improving the capacity to translate and inform practice and policies for education in the profession. ARIA goals are aligned with NASP and APA's guidelines, as well as the NASP 2010 framework is modeled for school psychologists to have a foundation that is based upon diversity and developmental learning, research and program evaluation, and legal and ethical and professional practices. The goal of school psychologists is to ensure that they have the knowledge and skills to promote services with respect to human diversity. The school psychologist's goal should always be centered around working with children, families, and the school in order to meet the academic, social, behavior, and emotional needs of all children and youth. For school psychologists to do this, they must be able to interpret and evaluate data, have knowledge of academic and mental health interventions, and provide consultation and collaboration to staff. Moy, Briggs, Schuberg, Ferry, Smith, and Tompkins 2014 study noted that in 2003, the American Sociological Association, or APA, guidelines on multicultural education, training, research, practice, and organizational change for psychologists encourage school psychologists to be leaders in social justice. Very similar to NAS, APA stressed that school psychologists should advocate to protect the rights of all by promoting fairness, justice, and equality, and ensure that adequate services is being rendered. This learner feels that all 3 professional associations suggest that the goal of school psychologists should be to work within the schools while having an understanding of research and being able to apply that research in their work. The guidelines that each have set basically stress that the school psychologists should only provide services in which they are competent in, and that they should continue their education in areas that they lack adequate skills. The goal of the educational or school psychologist should be to provide best practices that allows them to provide services that equal out the learning field for all. Lastly, all 3 associations stress that the need for a school psychologist to understand multicultural diversity and follow ethical guidelines. Through reading Macmillan and K.S. article, it is understood that goal orientation is a 2x2 framework that's based on mastery goals, and performance goals. The goals that we have will determine how effective we are in leadership roles. As a future school psychologist, this learner goal is to have a complete understanding of the role of the school psychologist and understand how to apply what have been learned in the field. When thinking of the 2x2 goals and its construct, this learner believes that the school psychologist is able to apply its learning, learning of how to interpret the data, communicate with families, provide support to teachers and administrators, and work with diverse student populations. To be effective, the school psychologist must have an understanding of what their beliefs are and the importance of what they have learned, and acknowledge when they do not have the skills needed to complete a task.